Different season, different managers, same result. Three things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Tottenham going to the Etihad and collecting points. And that's exactly what happened again. For the second season in a row, they went to the Etihad and convincingly beat them. Last year it was 4-0 under Ange Postecoglou, and this year under Thomas Frank it was 2-0. But I feel like it was just as comfortable as that one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And without any further ado, let's get into this one. Pep Guardiola has lost against Tottenham more times than any other team in the Premier League. That's 7 losses against Tottenham. Next in line is Liverpool and Manchester United with 6 defeats that Pep Guardiola's held in the hands of them teams. And I can't lie, I don't know how they do it, but ever since that Champions League quarter-final madness that happened in 2019, Tottenham went to the Etihad and majority of the time I actually collected points. It's either draws or wins. And I'm sorry. Previously, it was Kane and Son that used to done how do you say it? Previously, it was Kane and Son that used to pam them up every single year. Now, this time around, it's Brennan Johnson and Paulinho. And boy, oh boy, Paulinho, welcome to the Premier League, man. So, yeah, the match started off. Manchester City was, on the ascendancy. There was attacking, but Tottenham defensively has improved under Thomas Frank, and he's making the likes of Van der Ven, Romero look just as good as what we initially thought of them before Ange Postecoglou tried to make them look way worse than they actually are. Jed Spence, a usual Jed Spence performance. Pedro Porro, I feel like defensively he was a bit suspect, but going forward he done his thing, he held his own. Well, Manchester City was like, there was applying pressure. Marmoush had a chance which he should have scored, hit it straight at the keeper, and yeah, man, against the run of play, Tottenham Hotspur, one long ball, Richarlison held at the play, went through on goal, and he squared it to Brennan Johnson. Boom, 1-0. Just as simple as that. Easy as that. Manchester City are still vulnerable on the counter attacks. It's almost like every time you play through their midfield, you're getting so much time, so much space to pick out your decisions in the final third, and it better be the right one, because if it's not the right one, you won't punish them. But for Tottenham, they punished them in the first half. Brennan Johnson with a goal, and then Manchester City, there were shots, there were shell shots, because there was on the ascendancy. Reinders was getting onto the ball. I feel like Reinders didn't have the best of the games. Shirky was getting onto the ball. I didn't feel like Shirky had the best of the games. Oscar Bob was trying to make stuff happen. But again, the defense was their Achilles heel. And the second goal, Trafford. In the Championship, you done your thing. Newly crowned Championship PFA Player of the Year. Absolute stinker. I don't know why you're playing the ball, putting your players in so much danger. Next thing you know, 2-0, Paulinho, game done. Just as simple as that from Tottenham. You just need to be clinical. You just need to be efficient. Don't dilly-dally on the ball. Just make the right decisions and City were punished. And yet again, against Tottenham Hotspur at the Etihad, Man City's making mistakes and they got punished. But the second half, I was mighty impressed by Tottenham. They gave up so much of the ball, but defensively they were solid. In the midfield as well, Paulinho was cleaning up. Paulinho, in terms of duels, tackles, done his thing. Keeping it simple, got himself a goal. Nah, fam, that was a welcome back to the Premier League for Paulinho. Because Bayern Munich tried to make him look like he was finished because he didn't suit his style of play. Players like Paulinho, DMs, generals like Paulinho, you can't make them look like they're finished. I refuse to believe them type of DMs are finished because he's so integral to how you want to play. Yes, on the ball, that's not his forte, but I don't think he's as bad as on the ball as people say. And defensively, he is a man mountain, man. Shout out Paulinho all day, every day. Sarr as well, he had the work rate, he had the energy, he was picking his moments to release passes. Sarr done his thing in the midfield as well. And Bentancur as well. That whole midfield three done its thing. Like, let's be honest, collectively, it was a 10 out of 10 performance on the ball and off the ball. But Paulinho was the star in that midfield. Obviously, the defense as well. Van der Ven and Romero cleaning up, box defending, making it very hard for Manchester City to break them down, especially in the second half, because Manchester City was playing it side to side, but there was limited space for them to exploit in it, so players was trying to dribble past 2-3 of Tottenham players to get some room. Haaland was anonymous, let's be honest. He had 2 moments. One, I don't know how he missed that header, and secondly, the one he slipped through Marmoush so the keeper can save it. Apart from that, Van der Ven, Romero nullified him. Vicario, he has one shaky moment, but he didn't really have much to do. And the fullbacks, Jed Spence, done his thing. And Thomas Frank, it was a tactical masterclass from Thomas Frank. from minute one. Gave up possession. He knew when and where to put players in certain positions for the counter attack. He knew how to shore up that defense. And Richarlison, first moments, wasn't really holding up the ball. You could see that he was animated on the touchline. Richarlison clearly got the message because he was holding up the ball well, and he made sure that that Tottenham attack was efficient on the counter attack. And in the second half, they could have made it more. It could have been more than 2-0 to be honest, but Tottenham was making the wrong decisions, and Thomas Frank was agitated. But 2 games in, 2 clean sheets. What can I say? Thomas Frank is, I'm going to keep saying it, one of the best managers in the Premier League. But Manchester City, they were sluggish. They were poor in possession, man. They were poor in possession because they were trying to be a bit too direct. And with Tottenham, they feed off crosses because they had players that can win the ball, and they also feed off playing it through the middle because of Paulinho just sweeping up. You understand? So looking at the let's look at the head-to-heads because, bro. Oh my goodness gracious me, man. Like, look, since let's say from 2019, from this pot, so 2-2 Etihad, obviously they lost under Mourinho, 3-2, and then they lost 3-3, and then 4, bro. Etihad, Tottenham just sweeps up. Let's be honest, they sweep up at the Etihad. You feel me? These are Paulinho, the stats, but let's go through yeah, all stats. So shots, 10 shots Manchester City to 12. For Tottenham had more shots, and he also had more shots on target despite giving Man City large portions of possession. It was a comfortable win for Tottenham. 2 big chances for Tottenham, none missed. 2 big chances for Man City, both they missed. And yeah, man, that was the story of the game, man. Tottenham convincing win. Then looking at the players as well. Let me get through the. It's a bit sluggish still, but yeah, it was a convincing win from Tottenham, to be honest. Convincing win. Let's be honest. Yes, perfect. So Richarlison got himself an assist. Van de Ven, I feel like they're robbing him with the ratings because I feel like he was a 7.5. And Paulinho, rightly so, was the star of the match. Brennan Johnson got himself a goal. As for Manchester City, Ain't Yuri going off was definitely a big blow for them because they didn't have really that much attacking threat down that left back position. Diaz, uncomfortable conversation, couldn't organise the back line. Rico Lewis was poor. Physically, you can definitely get him. Nico Gonzalez, he was one of Man City's better players. Reinders, it wasn't a typical Reinders performances, making the wrong decisions. Shirky, stinker. Oscar Bob, again, one of the stars of the match for Manchester City. And Haaland, anonymous. So, what can I say about that? What can I actually say about that one? That was a convincing Tottenham Hotspur win. Poor for Manchester City. People are going to say, oh, Manchester City were a bit too reactionary to put them in the title picture. That's not reactionary. They are definitely in the title picture. It's just, Tottenham's their bogey team. It is what it is. Tottenham's their bogey team. Every year is guaranteed Tottenham's going to get something from Manchester City, and most notably at the Etihad. So because you have to read into it, because defensively there was all over the place. But the part of me is like you don't have to read into it too much because it's just the history of Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. Against Tottenham, they don't normally win like that. It is what it is. As for Tottenham, different managers, same outcome. Thomas Frank, I'm telling you, if he ever landed either Gibbs White or Eze, it would have been champagne football on the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But now they need a number 10 because they have a good thing going on. They have a very good thing going on. And then Thomas Frank, so one thing I almost forgot. His game management was top notch today. He made the changes at the right time, bringing on the likes of Solanke, the winger. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He brought on, who else did he bring on? Bergville. He brought on. Oh, I forgot the other 2 that he brought on, but it was known to be the change that he made at the right time. He was proactive and also he was reactive at the same time. So, yeah, man, let me know in the comments below how you think the game went. What's the big things you took from the game as Tottenham Hotspur dunked on Manchester City yet again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.